laying their anti-Catholic views on display. The president, the Democratic nominee for president of the United States, is a devout Catholic. So it's not it's a very disingenuous a tactic to say that that the Democrats are anti-religion. So they just nominated a Catholic to the president's to their presidential ticket. So nonetheless, Barrett will threaten reproductive rights if she is confirmed to the Supreme Court. We know she's against Roe versus Wade. She doesn't consider Roe a, quote, super precedent, which is a legal term for a ruling that has so much support that it should never be revisited. So this is also combined with her view that the Constitution does not, quote, expressly protect a right to privacy, which is a critical right when it comes to people's reproductive choices. You know, if she is confirmed to the Supreme Court will make up a 6-3 conservative to liberal split for a very long time. And it is very reasonable to assume that the idea of the Roe versus Wade precedent will be revisited and probably struck down by a conservative Supreme Court. Finally, Amy Coney Barrett has criticized Miranda rights, the rights that require that police inform people who are being arrested of their rights and tell them that they've got a right. This is pretty wild as well. She is sort of radical, if you ask me, and she believes in an extreme form of originalism when it comes to interpreting the Constitution. Originalism is when someone believes that the Constitution should be interpreted in with the intent of the founding drafters of the Constitution, which if that were to be the purview of a Supreme Court justice, then the Constitution would be looked at from the viewpoint of people in a time where people of color, women, LGBTQ people, people did not have any rights. That's a really alarming concepts that the new Supreme Court justice would be an originalist. So what are the Democrats' options here? Because it looks like Republicans have the votes to confirm Donald Trump's Supreme Court nominee, and that despite some previous statements by Senate Republicans that there should not be a confirmation during an election year because of their own sidelining of the nomination of Merrick Garland in 2016, appears to be the votes in the Republican majority Senate. What are the Democrats' options here? Now, Nancy Pelosi has stated, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has stated that she is not taking off the table the idea of impeaching Donald Trump again or Attorney General Bill Barr. We know that there's plenty of underlying facts that would give her plenty of justification to do this and to do either impeachment. It would not be just merely a political ploy, although if Republicans are willing to railroad this nominee through with such brazen hypocrisy, then Democrats should be prepared to respond in kind, because fair is fair. And Nancy Pelosi has stated she's willing to possibly impeach the president or Attorney General Bill Barr. Now, what that would do is that it would send the conviction hearing over to the Senate, as we remember from January of this year, and the Senate would be required to take that up and hold hearings, and this would potentially delay the confirmation vote for some time. So that's an option. The other is that Democrats have raised over $100 million for Senate Democratic candidates since Ruth Bader Ginsburg's passing, which is a record-breaking haul. And there are several ways through which the Democrats can flip the United States Senate. There's Sarah Gideon, Democrat Sarah Gideon in Maine, who's running against Republican Susan Collins. There's Mark Kelly, Democrat, running to unseat Martha McSally in Arizona. We've got John Hickenlooper running to unseat Senator Cory Gardner in Colorado. We've got John Ossoff running for a seat in Georgia. MJ Hagar is running for a seat in Texas. Cal Cunningham is running for a seat in North Carolina. Teresa Greenfield is a Democrat running for a seat in Iowa. These are all flippable United States Senate districts. So Democrats have really upped their fundraising into these respective campaigns and candidates. If you'd like to know, there are 22 Republican seats that are being defended in the United States Senate in this election, with at least 8 of them being competitive and 4 of them needing to flip in order for Democrats to get control of the United States Senate, for a net gain of 4 seats, and 2 of those. There are 2 seats that are competitive on the Democratic side that are being defended. So they've got to hold on to those 2 seats and net 4. So that's the way forward. And Democrats, of course, if they have power of the White House and of the United States Senate, can start making reforms to these institutions right away that might mitigate the harm or damage caused by a Supreme Court nomination of, for instance, the frontrunner that we've been discussing today, Amy Coney Barrett. Jack Berry says 22% of Trump supporters are pro-choice. Can we peel any of them off? I'm not sure. I'm not sure that appealing to Trump supporters is the strategy for Democrats who are concerned about taking back the White House. Maybe on a state level that could be true, but I think because of tribalism and echo chambers and the fact that we've become so polarized, that many of the people that support Trump are going to support Trump. If you still support Trump right now after seeing the children in the cages and seeing the rampant criminality and his impeachment and his failure on coronavirus and this horrible jobs numbers and this economy which seems to be in tatters as a result of his poor mishandling of the coronavirus pandemic. If you still support him, you're going to support him through Election Day. I think the better strategy for Democrats and progressives and independents and moderates and even Republicans who have seen the light and have come over to the Democratic side for this election, like Cindy McCain, who is former Senator John McCain's widow. The better strategy is to appeal to people on our side who maybe sat out in 2016, didn't vote, voted third party. That's the strategy, is to appeal to those voters. I'll note that the 2016 election was won in the popular vote by Hillary Clinton by nearly 3 million votes and lost in the Electoral College by 77,000 votes in 3 states, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. So if Democrats were able to keep Hillary's coalition from 2016 and expand their coalition by about 77,000 votes in those 3 states, assuming that Trump doesn't cheat and assuming that there are no more interruptions with mail-in service or the Russians, the Democrats have the numbers to win. We know that, and Joe Biden has been leading handily in the polls. I think the question is, will Donald Trump cheat? To what extent will he cheat? How much voter suppression is going to affect turnout in states like Wisconsin, where there are very racist voter ID laws? How many voter purges of eligible voters will prohibit people from voting? So if you have not yet registered to vote, or you believe you are registered, go ahead and visit iwillvote.com and check your voter registration today. And if you're not registered, you may have been purged either erroneously or because you may have moved. Go ahead and register again, and you should be good to go. Do it early. Have a plan A, have a plan B. And this has been the AM Report with Alex Mahajer for Haps News, the network of now. I am live every weekday morning at 7:30 a.m. Pacific, 10:30 Eastern, with all of your quick political news and headlines. If you like this content, if you'd like to sponsor it, then please consider buying me a cup of coffee. I haven't even had one this morning, and I need it. So help. You can visit me at haps.tv/@Alex